Hi there, welcome to Let's Travel. My husband and I recently went to Las Vegas for the Backstreet Boys concert at the Sphere. It was amazing. We stayed at Marriott's Grand Chateau, which is a Marriott Vacation Club property 1 block off the Strip. If you want to see more about the property in general, you can either wait till the end of the video, which is where I'll get into more of the details, or you can always skip to the chapter titled Marriott's Grand Chateau. There are a few must-see places inside the hotels along this strip. The Conservatory at the Bellagio is one of them. It's absolutely beautiful, very Insta-worthy, and I would highly recommend stopping in there if you're passing through the Bellagio. We had brunch reservations at Mon Ami Gabi inside the Paris hotel. And let me tell you, it was the best meal we had on the trip. I had eggs Benedict and my husband had the berry crepe. It was absolutely phenomenal. Our next stop was the Flamingo pool for a pool party. Now, my husband and I were interested in more of a party pool, one with a DJ, some fun drinks, and so we headed to the Flamingo pool. It was free to the public, so you didn't have to be staying at the Flamingo, and it was a blast. It would definitely be fun with a bigger group of people, but it was packed, so just beware of that.
Last dude got his Flamingo trunks at the Flamingo.
Next, we stopped at the beer park, which is the rooftop beer garden at Paris, and the nachos were 10 out of 10. On our way to the Backstreet.
Backstreet's back, as they say.
Our final stop of the day was at the Sphere, Las Vegas, which is where we saw the Backstreet Boys concert. This was the whole reason for our trip, the reason we came to Vegas. We thankfully got tickets before all of the hype, so they weren't quite as expensive as they're going for now. We did eat dinner at the Sphere. We just split a pizza and a water, and it was pretty spendy, but everything in Vegas is. I think what you just saw there was like $40. My husband did get a beer, so he got the souvenir cup, which was amazing, and the pizza was good. It was from Pizza Pie, which serves pizza rock, and this particular slice was a slice of Sphere, which is basically their specialty pizza for that event or that night. We got to the Sphere by walking through the Venetian, which is the easiest way to get there unless, of course, you're using some sort of rideshare service. And I would recommend getting there as early as doors open. There's a lot to see, and it's just fun to explore the Sphere before the concert actually starts, so we definitely did not regret getting there early. I wish so bad I could play the music to all of these visuals for you guys because it was absolutely incredible, and I love the Backstreet Boys, but unfortunately due to copyright laws I can't. But if you are interested in going to the Backstreet Boys, they added more concerts around Christmas and New Year's, and then actually more now in February as well. So from what I'm seeing online, tickets are going for like $1,000, which is actually insane. We paid around like $280 a ticket, and I thought that was high. Now after the experience, I don't think that's high. I think that's a very fair price to pay because of how amazing it was, but $1,000 is pretty steep. Overall, though, our experience at the Sphere was absolutely incredible. I would 100% go back, and I would recommend it to anyone. The next morning, we headed over to the district in the Cosmopolitan. We ate breakfast here. We had a burrito, a biscuit, and an iced matcha and some coffee, and it was amazing. I would definitely recommend. Our next stop after Circus, which my husband was not a fan of, so we were in there about 5 minutes, we headed down to Fremont Street where we went to Circa, and we were going to see if we could see the swim area, and unfortunately you can't. But we did stop at Victory Burger, which is in Circa, and it was amazing. The burgers and fries were both amazing. So I would definitely recommend checking this out as well. Now for the second highlight of our trip. We went to the D, which is on Fremont Street, and played the Sigma Derby, which is one of, if not the only, games left that you can use actual quarters to play. It's basically just a horse racing game where you bet on the horses. You bet however many quarters you want to, so you can literally bet 25 cents. And it was the most fun we had gambling for sure this trip. I would definitely recommend, if you're on Fremont Street, stopping in the D, heading up to the second floor and playing the Sigma Derby. And our last dinner of the trip was at Gallagher's Steakhouse in New York, New York. It was great food. I got French onion soup, a wonderful side salad, and my husband got the potatoes and steak. After losing a little bit of money gambling, we stopped at Blizz Frozen Yogurt, and it was fine. It was your typical frozen yogurt. So Marriott Grand Chateau is located 1 block off the strip, but honestly, it doesn't even feel like that. You feel so close to everything. If you walk to the right, you can get into the Miracle Mile shops that connect to Planet Hollywood, and if you continue going straight, you can go up and across that walkway and get over to the Cosmopolitan, or you can go left and head down to MGM and New York, New York. So really, you are very close to everything. The next morning, we headed over to the Cosmopolitan again to try Eggslut. We got there at 7:10, which is 10 minutes after it opened, and waited in line probably 15 minutes. If you get there at 9 a.m., you're probably going to be waiting close to an hour. And this honestly is where my research failed me, because it was supposed to be amazing and it just wasn't. The sandwich I got wasn't my favorite, and I told my husband if I had waited an hour for that, I would have been so mad. And now for a review of the hotel. Honestly, we really enjoyed the hotel. We didn't do as much as we would do at other Marriott Vacation Club resorts, but the location was in a great spot. We have no complaints about that, and the hotel in general was very nice. The lobby is really pretty. It's, pretty basic, but they did have a refill station for water, and they gave us these free cups, so that was really nice. I would just ask at check-in if they could give you the reusable cups. This is our room. It was a very, basic room, but it was clean enough, and we really had no complaints about the room in general. They do have a full-length mirror, a safe, and an ironing board and iron in the closet, which was very nice. We used all of those. And then they do have that little kitchenette that they have in most studio, vacation club, resort hotel rooms. So that was nice. We didn't get a lot of use out of that, but it's just nice to have at least a refrigerator and a small table. And then, of course, the couch. Our view was fine. I didn't have a lot of expectations for our view. We looked out at the airport. We could see a part of the strip. We could see down towards MGM in New York, New York. And then we did have a view of the pool as well. So that was kind of interesting. We were on the 26th floor. And yeah, I had no complaints about our view. It was fine. I think a lot of the views from hotels in Vegas are probably just going to be looking at other buildings. So that's what I expected, and that's what we got. The bathroom was nice and basic. This was the one area where I think it could have been a little cleaner, but it was fine. And we had already used it at this point in the video when I was recording, so don't judge it based on that. But it was one of the areas where I just felt like it could have been maybe cleaned a little better, but the rest of the room was great. Here is the welcome packet and the activity schedule. If you want to pause the video at any point and look over this, feel free. It just has the basic info for the hotel, the map of the hotel, and all of the amenities listed as well. The activity schedule, again, like I said, we didn't do a ton of activities. At other vacation club properties, I generally do a lot of activities, and Vegas was such a short trip. We were only there for Thursday to Sunday, and so we didn't do a whole lot of these activities. We did do one of the daily drinks, and we did check out the pools, but unfortunately we didn't spend any time at either of them. This is the 5th floor pool. It was very nice. There's also the sky bar and rooftop pool, which is a little challenging to get to, but they had really good signs everywhere. So as long as you follow the signs, you should be able to make it there, but you do have to take 2 different elevators, just so you know. It's on the 38th floor, and it was beautiful. The pool was pretty small, but it was nice. The views were obviously great. They were of the whole strip, and so I do think this would have been a really fun place to hang out when the bar was open and people were at the pool. It would have been a fun place to go to. Overall, we really had no complaints about this resort. We would definitely stay there again and would recommend it to other people. That should be it for the video. Thank you so much for watching.